crops. They had more than 2/3 of the people that applied for did not receive money because the money was used up. Now, if Bill and I as farmers want to put in cover crop, we're going to spend another $40 to $50 per acre that does not produce us any additional crop income. It does help us with the nutrient removals. It does help us with the crop production in some aspects. So those are some important parts that we're trying to voluntarily do. And with Secretary Northey, the implementation of this, we are seen in Iowa as a leader in trying to do some proactive steps with all of our stakeholder organizations.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you, David.
Well, we might be a leader right now because we have so far to go. Now, let's do something on scale. You know, the first thing on scale was how much is applied to my backyard, none, by the way. How much is applied to my neighbor's backyard versus farming.
I don't use it either.
The scale is really, really different. And so when we start talking about cover crops, and that was done 2 years ago, 100,000 acres. How long does it take to get from 100,000 to 25 million? That is the scale problem. Yes, cover crops are a good idea, although there's problems when you have a late harvest, that's for sure, to get them to take. There are all kinds of things you can do, but all of a sudden we're talking about how excited we are about this. We're a lot more excited after the Des Moines Water Works suit than we were before. That's the thing, and maybe it's got to be millions of dollars. I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that somebody's going to get a second home out of this. But the point is, we're talking about it. And before the Des Moines Water Works, we tended to be ignoring it a whole lot more.
Well, Greg just said the magic word. He said voluntary.
Yes.
You don't believe in voluntary.
I believe, no, wait a minute. I wrote a paper on voluntary. You can go to the Iowa Policy Project website, iowapolicyproject.org, and see my way of looking at this. And it's just say, okay, let's accept that it's got to be voluntary. But what else do we need to do on the voluntary part?
Sure.
First thing, stop the governor from vetoing stuff. And here, you gave a number of $21 million, but that's the whole IDAL's budget. The governor last year vetoed $11 million that would have gone to just to this kind of stuff, not the gas stations and everything else. So, yes, there's some more money, and it's more like $8 million for this stuff this year, on top of the 7.5 that's always already been there. We can't count that again and say it's new, because it's not new.